All right, I've got the side of my reel laid out on my table here. Take this scrap piece of pipe, put it in the center, and I'm gonna get all these pieces laid out and start welding this thing together. I went ahead and finished putting these in. Right now I've only got the tops welded, so I don't know if I'm going to weld any more than that. It really doesn't need it. I'm not sure if I'm going to cap these or not. It would really just be for looks, I guess. I will clean the edges up with a flap wheel. So this is pretty much it. I just need to make the bracket or the mount that's going to hold it, that allows it to spin, and then put a handle on it. I got this side a little bit longer. I saved tons of junk and scrap pieces of steel. This is gas pipe or black pipe, and I'm not sure what, I don't remember what this came off of, but I got a few sections of this, and it's a pretty good fit. So I'm going to cut a short piece of this and then make my stand, and that will allow this thing to spin. So I cut these out of the little piece of pipe. I just deburred the inside of it and then took a flap wheel and knocked the burrs off the outside of it. Got one there, got one right here. This side's a little bit longer because my handle's going to be on this side. here's what the weld looks like before I hit it with the flap wheel. They're not horrible, and I'm not taking it all the way down to the metal. I'm just, you know, just taking it down a little bit where it won't rock if I sit it on the floor or a table. I actually think I'm going to bolt this to some shelves that I have here in the shop, but I'm just knocking this down a little bit. Something like that, I think. And this will just lay right up in here, weld it up. I think that'll be good enough. I'm just gonna try to square this up. We'll mark this where I can knock the paint off. Got the other legs welded on to the other side, and I just have this sitting up here. I'm fixing to get these pieces welded in. All right, working on my handle. Got this scrap piece of flat bar. You ever worked on garage doors, you know what that is. I'm gonna take this bolt. I'm just gonna plug weld it from the back side, but to make it easier to spin, I got this scrap piece of PEX plumbing pipe right here. This is just a carriage bolt that I had laying around. I don't want this piece of PEX to get stuck on this and not spin good, so I guess what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna just round this over a little bit. Dang, I melted a little bit of my PEX here. Here it is. It's as done as it's going to get for now. I just took a flap disc and knocked all the burrs off of these ends. But there you have it. Let's get some cords on this thing. That's one 100-foot cord, and I was wondering if this thing was going to be big enough. I know I've got 3 more here in the floor. I think those 3 are also 100 foot. Man, I am sweaty and greasy. All right, actually one of these is a 50-foot cord. So that's 200 feet on here. I got another 100-foot cord. I got another 100-foot cord here I'm gonna put on. And then I've got a 50-footer, and I got a few more cords floating around. I had about 10 of these at one time, between 100 feet, 25 feet, and 50 feet. I've given a couple away over the years, here and there. Look at that. 3rd one in a row, ground prong broke off. I mean, that's just the way it is, whatever. I used to replace a lot of these. These cords have never been replaced because they still got the factory ends. So I know I've got a couple around here somewhere that have got some orange, some cheap Home Depot ends on them that don't really last that long. But all right, this is number 3. This is gonna be 300 feet right here. It rolls pretty nice. I thought it was going to maybe be kind of squeaky because of the metal on metal, and the handle spins real nice because of that piece of PEX that I got in here. It just, I don't know. Maybe it's janky. I don't know. It works good. You know, I used, for years, I used those plastic hose reels, the garden hose reels. you know, I would either loop the cords up, or I would just, you know, I would always roll them up on a garden hose reel. It was great in the summertime because everything, you know, they were nice and soft and flexible and stuff, but in the wintertime when they would get real hard and you would take them off of that hose reel, and it was like trying to fight an air hose. You know, those cheaper plastic or PVC air hoses, I think they're PVC. All right, so right here I got a 50-footer. Man, look, 4 in a row, no ground prong. Most of my cords have lost the ground prong over the years, and you know, nowadays you cannot use these on commercial or residential jobs. Around your house it really doesn't matter, but you know, these are big heavy duty cords. These are all 12 gauge heavy duty cords. I did some residential construction, but I did a lot of commercial construction too. This here would not fly. You cannot use a cord on a commercial job. I think most residential neighborhoods now, because they're even pushing hard hats and vests and all that stuff. But yeah, so I replaced a lot of these ends over the years, where the female side you have to replace because they get so worn out that the plug won't stay plugged in. And then the male side you always have to replace because these ground prongs don't last very long if you use them day in and day out like I do. But anyways, yeah, so you may notice that most of these cords are missing the ground prongs. Doesn't really bother me anymore these days because obviously I wouldn't take it out to a job site like this, but I don't really do that anymore. All right, let's get this thing rolled up. They all had them, you know, when I was using them. But I like this. As long as it doesn't fall off of this rack here, I can definitely get a few more on there. Yeah. Oh, that ain't bad. All right, there she is. It's only held on by these 2 bolts back here. I mean, it feels good. Feels good, but there it is. Yeah, it would look better if I capped these. I don't know. On to the next project. All right. Well, another project done. See you on the next one.